Hey everybody, welcome back. I would say truck talk, but I'm in my car, so kind of like that truck talk. Kind of like car talk. I kind of like it's all about Jesus stuff. But either way, let me dig into this. You know, you look at where we're at in today's times. You know, people are starting to debate whether the end times, we're going to see it. Is it real? You know, Lucifer is very clever at convincing people that it doesn't exist. He's very clever at pulling people into different directions. Just look at family members. Look at the way people react to people these days. I mean, they're brutal. You know, God's exposing these Christians that claim to be Christians. Now, you got to understand something. Just because, and I know a lot of people are probably going to come against this, but if you think about what I'm saying here real carefully, before you start pulling out those knives and sharpen them on the whetstone and getting ready to throw your Chinese stars at me, joking, people, joking. I mean, today's time, you got to really watch what you're saying because it goes into different directions so fast. So, now,
right onto I-77.
Some days I get tired of listening to GPSs, I'm telling you. It's like, but you think about where we're at with the coming. See, God's exposing all truths. God's exposing these people that claim to be Christians. You know, before you know it, they're going more into the world's ways. They're acting like the world. Most likely you were pretending to be a Christian. Now, I'm not saying they don't love Jesus. I'm not saying they didn't read the Bible. But if you're in the Word daily and you're spending that time daily, it's kind of hard to sin, people. I'm just saying, you know, just listen to me for a split moment here. I'm trying to help you examine your lives. It's hard to get rid of things. It's hard to get rid of movies. It's hard to get rid of music. There's times that I'm driving down the road and it's scanning and it picks up a song and I go, oh, you know, old habit, bang, bang, bang. Before you know it, that old habit leads to 2 old habits, 3 old habits. I'm hanging out with people that I shouldn't be hanging out with. And either way it goes, it's a lose-lose situation. It happens all the time. We all have friends or had friends or know people that had people like this that wouldn't take no for an answer. Well, now, you may argue the fact and go, well, they're very persistent, and I get tired of telling them no, and eventually I just go for a little bit. No, that little bit leads you down a rabbit hole that you don't need to be down. And that's just the way it is. So now you have to go and let's rewind a little bit and go back to what I originally was starting with. Where are we at in this walk, in these times? People, I've been speaking about bad weather, flooding, hurricanes. I've been speaking about Florida getting hit with the coastal stuff, tornadoes, hurricanes that shouldn't be happening in the times they're happening. And the Lord said, when you continue to hear record breaking, be ready because it's going to go above their record breaking. And you'll hear them saying this is a record breaking event. People, this has been happening for over a year and a half. And it amazes me how quick people go, can you believe that? There's warning. The same as you're being warned right now. The same as other people are podcasting and people are on YouTube. Now, I do occasionally come across people's channels and stuff like that I do listen to that I'm just curious because people send it to me or they'll take a clip of it off. Now, bravo for the people that know how to do all that stuff. I mean, really, how they edited videos and add stuff to the videos and you know, how they're able to do things that maybe one day I'll figure it out. I don't know, because there is some things I would like to cut down on some of the time, but then again, I don't, because I know that when I'm going into what people call this rambling area of my life, it's what Jesus wants. Because there's something in that is going to help someone. And I look at it and going, okay, now you have disbelief, you have Scientology, you have Illuminati, you have atheists. Atheist to me is the kind of like Scientology, and I don't. Atheists are just atheists. I mean, they're just. It's like, what in the world do you people think? Now, is it demonic? Well, I can't even say that really, because atheism, they're out there. And I'm going to say this in a loving way, so please, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but if it offends you, then I must ask, what am I saying that offends you? Now, I'm just speaking words. What I'm saying cannot offend you, unless you truly believe what I'm saying, and it's bothering you. Then if it's bothering you, then you need to change you. Don't change me. You can't change me. Only the good Lord and God above can change me. He's been molding me and sculpting me for a long time now, and I'm still where I'm at with it. Atheist to me is above transgender and this identifying these pronouns and all this garbage that these people are trying to convince us. We have to accept their ways. We have to accept the foreigners, and I'm not against foreigners coming over here, people. Now don't come against me on this. Hear me out. I'm not against it. But what I am against is you come over here, you're treated like us. You want to be part of the United States, you pay taxes from day one too. Forget this 10 years, 11 years, you bring a brother, sister, cousin, aunt, monkey, uncle, whatever over here, you sell it off to them, and then they do it for another 10 years, or 11 years, 7 years, whatever it is these days. No. I agree with helping somebody get something started, but I also agree that you're going to pay taxes. Why? We don't need. I had a guy from Russia tell me, he said, you Americans are the stupidest humans on earth. We come over here, the Middle Easterns come over here, we open up stuff, and we get free taxes. And then we leave with American money. It's the best Russian accent I can do. And I'm like, and he looks at me and he goes, what? I said, nothing. You're not going to argue. No, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue one bit, because I totally agree with you. We are the dumbest population that exists. Well, even your president, what a joke. I said, yeah, well, the president you're seeing is not running the country. So, yeah, he's just a puppet. He'll do whatever. But I still kind of go under that thing that it's all an act. It's mask. It's people putting on this latex crap. I mean, come on, people. One minute you see Biden running around, the next minute you see him golfing, and you see him on golf carts. You see him speeding off in Corvettes. No. Some people say that he's in a... I've heard 3 different people now. My wife told me something. One person spoke this. And I've heard 2 other people now on these podcast things speak that Joe Biden's actually had a stroke. He's on machines and stuff, laying in a bed. No, he's not. No, he's not. You know why he's not? And you know why I'm convinced of this? Because evil is evil. When you understand evil, you don't fall for tricks and schemes of the devil. Trust me on this. Now, there's a lot of people talk about the Illuminati. A lot of people talk about witchcraft and being a sorcerer. And I was a king. I forget what they even said, but they said I was a sorcerer of the warlock realm. I was the highest of it. First of all, here's where I call, and I want to stop this for a minute. You can look it up. Honestly, you can look it up. First of all, a sorcerer is different from a witchcraft. From a warlock, okay? Seriously, it totally is. Totally 2 separate things. So that's where I go, you better learn your stuff And it's sad because I'm saying that because I really don't want to say that. But you better know your stuff before you come on it, because somebody is going to know the truth and they're going to call you out on it. And then you're going to look ridiculous. I'm like, do you even know what a sorcerer is? A warlock does sorcery. A witch does sorcery. Heck, Mickey Mouse cartoons does sorcery. Harry Potter does sorcery. There was wizards on Earth doing sorcery for the kings and stuff. Magic is sorcery. Wow, how many people identify with that? It's sad. I listened to the girl that was, I believe, in the Olympics or the swim meet thing or whatever, and that guy became a girl, and he was allowed to shower down there with them and everything else. And noted to their surprise when the guy took off his swimming wetsuit thing, whatever it's called, and his genitals and everything's hanging there, and they're like, you gotta be kidding me. You drive by rest areas now, you're starting to see the billboards, and on the billboards by there is a text message to, you can remain anonymous. And I like how they said you can remain anonymous, but you're texting from your phone. That gives your phone number. Okay. You're not really anonymous, but go ahead and think that. Now, I'm not trying to tell everybody not to report sex trafficking. I have stickers on my tablet and stuff that I carry with me. We got them on our doors of our trucks. And, by all means. But think about this. You're putting a guy in a woman's shower room, locker room, that now all of a sudden he identifies as a guy now because he's won medals. And his rights is this, I suppose. No, I think you just made the biggest mockery of swimming meets, golfing, whatever's going on. At least golfing is fair. Men can play, women can play. Now, I don't know if the women play with the men or if it's just a woman's meet, but in a way, I guess it's fair. But if a woman's good enough, can she play with the males? I don't know. I think she would have every right to. And if she beats him, she beats him. She beats him fair and square. It's not like a male entering into... And I know you might say, well, Nelson, now you're crossing the line. No, hear me out. Other than taking I'm not even going to say it. Other than taking enhancements and stuff to boost yourself, to become more built. You think like these UFC fighters and you think all these athletes, power lifters and all that is just naturally like that? Now, there may be some genetics, yes, but not turning yourself into a man. And some of these girls start looking like men. And then you look at them before, they were like beautiful people. And not so much when they start looking like that. It's actually kind of gross that you would put yourself through that for attention, recognition. I don't know what it is. I can go back to my days, and I had a person ask me, Nelson, back when you fought, what was your goal? Be a champion. I thought that was my way of getting recognition, to have somebody look at me for something instead of looking at me like I was stupid or no good, worthless. I mean, I've heard it all, people. I've heard it all over the years. I've heard people tell me that it looked like I went through a meat grinder, Freddy Krueger. And, I can go down the list of things. It's one of those things when you go through life and you go, I've heard it, seen it, done it, been there. As I had a person comment, still wouldn't comment back to me. So I'm taking the person was being sarcastic. Because if you look at all this, I actually had to have Darlene look at it. I said, I am so confused of what this guy or woman or whoever is saying. I don't know if they're coming against me, or I don't know if they're siding with me. And she kind of read, and still don't remember, because I went back and read it again. I'm going, this person, what in the world? I mean, I'm like, I got street smarts. I got some books. I pass things to get certified in things. So I do know what the heck I'm doing. I'm not a total idiot out here. Could I be smarter? Yeah. Could I sit there and do it? These days and age, people, I'm at where I'm at. Did I give up on education? No. Do I give up on learning? No. Do I give up on trying to help people? No. The devil wants me to. Tells me all the time. I hear him in the whispers up there. Just, why don't you stop? I said, well, why don't you stop before I really expose the realm? Well, he kind of backs off a little bit and says, first you must have permission. I said, you don't think God will allow me to expose your wicked, twisted ways in life? You look around you, people, he's already doing it. God's exposing. You're just not willing to listen. Too many people are confused. Too many people are playing with witchcraft. Too many people are building altars. I just passed one close to our house. And it makes sense now. It makes sense when I'm seeing all this demonic activity. And I'm like, there's got to be a portal. There's got to be something that is allowing these things to cross. Where is it? Now, when the leaves and stuff are on, you don't pay that much attention. I just happened to go down and I just looked over. I felt this presence that I haven't felt in a long time. And I mean, since I've been in that house, that's, again, not too far from me. And I felt that presence, and I looked over and I went, oh my goodness. I mean, I couldn't wait to tell Darlene. I was like, and I still haven't showed her yet. But I'm like, ew. I mean, seriously, that's all I can say is, ew. Oh my. Oh my. See, there is bullies in school that bully people so bad. Kids make fun of other kids, and they go into a deep, deep place. That's where the devil's waiting. The devil sends his angels to send their peons to welcome them. How do you know demonic is in your children or your spouse? Mood swings?
In 3/4 of a mile.
Don't want to sleep?
38B on the right, onto Ohio 44 toward
Quick to
Ohio
anger.
44 north.
Throw things. Body odor. Won't brush your teeth. I would brush my tongue like twice a week. Just take that nastiness out of my mouth. But I wouldn't brush my teeth. I'd spray stuff on me. I'd take a shower whenever I felt like crawling in the shower. And I wasn't even homeless at this
First
point.
exit on the right, onto Ohio 44.
People, you have no idea. No idea what this stuff does to you. Confrontational. You try to use these mind power things on people to get them to do what you want them to do. And what happens is this. They're not really, sometimes they're after whatever they're after. That's true. But sometimes they're after just driving you crazy. See, the devil wants them out of your care. That's true. They want them locked away from you. These doctors all think they, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with doctors. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with psychiatrists. But it never helped me. Never. They wanted to put me on medication. Here, you need to take these. And I'd sit around like a drooling, bumbling, brain-dead person.
Take the first exit on the right, onto Ohio I-5 bypass toward Ohio 44 North.
Sorry for the GPS people. I'm sure if you when I was in the truck doing it when I was driving too, but I'm going out to look at this car. I don't know, but either way. But anyways, so now you have to go into this. Let's just rewind this for a split moment, okay? Separation. See, Lucifer can control the women quicker than men. What Lucifer goes after the young girls, what's he start making them do? Dress showingly a lot of body parts, which when I think about some of these videos I said, and I'm going to say it, and I know some of you are probably going, no, you shouldn't be. Oh, yeah, it's exactly what it is. The same thing with sex trafficking. Same thing with these guys that are buying these girls. It's all eye candy to them. You take a kid in a candy store and look out. He's going to pick out everything he can possibly pick out. That's appealing to his eyes. You go and eat, and you look at stuff, and you look at people's, you may not even realize you do it, but you're watching people's plates go by, and you're looking at it going, I wonder what them people are eating. Some people are just so busy on their phones communicating that they forget they even have a spouse or a child or anybody else with them. I went to lunch with the guy once, and all he did is stay on his phone. And I was talking to him, and he was like, looks around, he goes, I'm sorry, what'd you say? I said, which part? I don't know. I really was not listening. Awesome. I said nothing. I didn't say no. You had to say something. No. I grabbed the check, paid for it. Well, actually, I met the waitress. I said, can you meet me up at the front so I can pay this bill? Paid it. Left. He didn't even know I left. I'm telling you, people, I was already down the road heading to my next stop, and he sends me a message. Man, where you at? I've been waiting for you to come back from the restroom. And I was like, dude. So I called him. I said, I've been gone now for about 25, 30 minutes. Oh, no kidding. Well, did you pay for your meal? I said, that's all you're worried about? I paid for both of our meal. Talk to you later. All he was worried about if I paid for my meal. Not that he blew me off and just sat there. Wanted me to meet him there. That was the whole thing. Where I wanted to stop. See, I had enough time, and I'd still make it to where I wanted to stop for the night. But every time I continue on and sit, it's that hour later that it's going to take me to get there and shut down so I can get moving the next day at the time I really wanted to get started. So to me, I felt like he wasted my time. We can hold grudges, people. We can hold that against people. The demonic realm is good at doing that. They don't forgive. What does Jesus say? Forgive. You know, if you're dealing with a demonic activity in your house, a person, they're going to pull you in every direction. They're going to make you mad, and they're going to sit there and smile about it. Nothing worse than someone doing something and then smiling at you when you're ready just to explode. But you want to know something? You'll never hear a demon say, I'm sorry. For a split moment, that person, or whoever it is there. I told a woman a while back, I said, you know, when you pray, you got to pray in silence. If we pray like we're doing right now, well, what I'm doing right now is talking, the devil can hear every word I'm saying. If I start praying for a child of mine, and I did my youngest daughter, and all of a sudden, look what she did. Because I prayed out loud. So what's he do? He sends her over there to the mother, and the mother sends nastiness, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. People can think whatever you want. I'm over thinking about what people think. At this point, God has us here in the state of good old Ohio. I don't know why. It's exhausting. I just see nothing but evil and sickness and decay. There's no good feelings in Ohio. Except when I go down where my grandmother lives. Well, used to live. There's nothing else. Nothing. It's just decay. You know, people, you also got to look at these signs also. Pride, boastfulness,
Speed warning.
all about them, smart mouths, and I mean very bold in your face. One's come against you. I have a family member that is pure a narcissist. I mean, it fits every checkbox in there to a T. Never wrong. Everybody's wrong and everybody's against him. But he reached out to me, and I reached back because I don't hold grudges. Never once has he called me yet. Okay, can you tell me? I want to hear the truth. I want to hear what you have to say. But everybody expects me to apologize for stuff that I didn't do. You're never going to get it. I'm not wrong. Did Jesus apologize for anything? Was he wrong? So why do I got to apologize for something I'm not wrong? If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. And I have apologized. I really have. But if you did something wrong and you apologize, you would expect it. But if you didn't do anything, if I came against you and said something and you said, well, no, that's not accurate, well, I want you to apologize. No, I'm not going to apologize. Why would I apologize for something I didn't do? See what I'm saying? These are all demonic behavior, people. Whether you think it's just, because we like to category everything. We like to put everything in, dot the I's and cross the T's, and this is what it is. That's just how this person knows it is. People aren't born gay. People aren't born confused. Lucifer loves making people that way, and he's doing a dang good job at it. Got to tip your hat to that one. Look at all these parents. Well, I knew my son was going to be a drug head. I knew he was going to grow up being an alcoholic like his dad. My mother used to say that all the time. You're just like your dad. You're an alcoholic. You're mean. You're anger. Well, I get anger just listening to her say that. Because I hated that man. I despised that man. And now I started hating her. And then one day we got in this big giant argument, and I said, no, Mom, what about you? Let's take a good hard look at you.
Speed warning.
All the crap that I've forgiven you for, and you're going to come against me because of stupidness that goes on in this house, and I keep telling you, shut up and just go back to your room. Let me deal with it. They're not going to listen to me. They're not going to listen to you. So what makes you think anything's going to change? Because their mother ruined them kids. She allowed them to do whatever they want. You know how hard it is to sit back and go, I was guilty of one thing. And I used to say, my second oldest son, the way he acted, the way he hung around and stuff, and I said, there's something weird about all that. Most boys want to play, most boys want to be outside. He was so much in what you call the mommy's boy, but a little bit different. Now today I find out that he's so sunk into this demonic realm with drugs and all this stuff, sleeping with guys, sleeping with women, sleeping with family members, and everything else.
Speed warning.
It's enough to blow your mind. It's sick. Demonic. Sick. And then you get these people that own a church, and they're the most godliest people in the world. It's the most satanicest church I've ever seen. Most hypocrites that walk through in there, and the most judgmental. They're everything but what the Bible says. Stand up there, praise the Lord, praise this, praise that, and then you cuss like a sailor, and you throw darts, and you come against someone without even asking. They've done it over and over and over and over, and some of them people want me to apologize. I'm sick of taking the back seat. I'm sick of sitting here listening to this demonic crap. All I can do is pray, people. All we can do is pray. I recommend you pray in the silence. And if you have anybody else, I recommend that you write this stuff down and then pray for it in silence. Unless you're willing to go through what's going to happen, because once the devil hears, he's coming after that person, especially if he's invested time. See, the devil doesn't want them no more. He's trying to break you. He's trying to break your household. And I still say a lot of this stuff is the male role models in the house are not there. Some of them are there, but they're still not there. At least when I was with the kids, I did as much as I could with them, even though there was so much emotion and so much going on and so much anger and so much crap, because I really wanted to look at a few of my kids go, you know what? How dare you come against me when you're watching all the stuff you're seeing? You hate me that bad. Because that's exactly how I felt. Exactly how I still feel today. Because the mother let them do whatever they want. With me, there was rules. Now, this ain't about my life and what I did or didn't do. I'm not bragging or boasting on myself. I'm just trying to help people get out from under their kids' control. These kids falling into areas, people, they don't need to be. But you're allowing it. That's what kills me. You owe me. I don't owe you nothing. You're a grown person. You left and went on your own. What do I owe you? The way you treat and talk, I don't have to. I love you. I care about you. I pray for you. That's all I do these days. The Lord said, who then is my mother and my brother? Thou who does the will of my Father. Well, that sticks with me today. I woke up, I got in late last night. And the time I sat there, started thinking about things, and I started thinking about a person that I talked to earlier, and it kind of tears me up a little bit, because for a split moment you get to see that person, and then you see all the stuff that starts pulling it away. And the weird thing about it is, I didn't say nothing, but you can hear this clock ticking, and I've noticed the person starting to change, and then like instantly, I got to get out of this room. I still wanted to talk a little bit, but my thing was this. I was so glad, because all I thought about is every time I closed my eyes for a split moment, that hell moment, when I stood there and listened to that clock tick, 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 and I looked up and there's no hands on it, and there's just tick, 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 and you hear the screaming, you hear the moaning, you hear flesh being cut, and you hear them yelling, please don't cut me. And then they're in more agony, and you walk down to see what's going on, and you see skin being ripped while these demons got their claws stuck down through them, their body parts, and holding them to the table or the floor, wherever they feel like doing. Oh, people, that's nothing. That's nothing. I've seen demons raping people, males, females. And I mean raping, not what you see in movies and not the things that happens to people. I mean stuff that is just, I can't even say because they wouldn't even let me put it on here, I guarantee it. It's enough to make you throw up. Now, I'm not taking nothing against a rape victim, what they went through. It's wrong. People shouldn't have to go through it. But it's a sickness of a demonic person that does these things. Murderers, same thing. The voices. You will hear people. When you're truly talking to the person. I told a guy once, and he was like, "Who are you talking to?" I said, I'm not allowed to say the name. "How many people do you talk to?" I said, 15. 15 people talk to you. I said, "Yeah, 15 people. If you call them that, they don't look like people." "What do you mean?" "They look like, I don't know, what you would see like in these movies, like demons, burnt, vicious. Some of them look like half animal and half people. Some of them just look plain as people, but ugly, nasty looking, scars and blood, nasty all over them." Stench. I'll never, ever, ever, ever get that smell. It's like when I used to do roofing and I'd smell that kettle firing up. Nothing will ever get that smell away from you. But we think it's okay for our children to watch sorcery. Well, it's just Mickey Mouse. He's doing magic. Now look what they got. That's stupid. You know what's funny? I actually, and I wish I would have spoke something a while back about this, like even last year, or maybe even before that. I actually had a vision of this movie coming out, that killer Mickey Mouse thing coming out, and I even had it to where the black and white video was going to play in the beginning of this.
4.3 miles. Keep right
And sure
onto
enough,
West Market Street toward Warren.
I seen it. Now, what do you think, people? What do you think? Mickey Mouse ain't so innocent now, is he? He's a Disney character. I had a person tell me and say, "Hey, you remember when you talked about Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and all the stuff, transgender stuff that's going to happen through Disney?" He goes, "I actually seen a cartoon that Mickey was dating Donald and Daisy was dating Minnie." He said, "If you think it gets more crazier, yes." I was like, "Please don't tell me no more. I can't even stand to hear what you're saying now, let alone." But it makes sense because the nephew that is in up there running Disney, look what he's into. You know, you think about how fast things change. You think about the Democrats, how they're coming against Biden and all this stuff now. They're ready to impeach him now, and even Kamala. Because think about it, they know neither one of them can win. There's no way. No possible physical way. Unless it's a fix. So then you got these states going, California, first one that I know of, now if it's filtering everywhere, we're not allowing him to be on our ballot. Well, then I was told the Supreme Courts and them are saying, well, then if you don't have them, you don't have a Republican on your ballot, then you can't have a Democrat on your ballot. You can't vote for a Democrat then. You couldn't vote for Biden because that's the same as stacking the ballots. And that's what they're trying to do, people.
Speed warning.
They're trying to fix the ballots to where they'll vote for just nothing but Democrat. There's no Republican. So Republican, naturally, they're going to win. How the heck are you not win? It's like saying, okay, you got 25 states. And out of the 25 states, only 3. So they got 22 states that can vote nothing but Democrat. And only 3 states that can vote Republican and Democrat. Who do you think's going to win? Well, I don't know. I sure don't work for NASA, but it don't take me long to figure out going, well, I would imagine the Democrat who all votes for the Democrat Party would win. Now, it could flop. Everybody that are Democrats going, nah, I ain't voting for this again. But let me get back into this end times and Illuminati and it's nonsense. You know, Trump. I voted for Trump. I even told a person there, I said, Hillary's not going to win. The Lord just spoke to me. Donald Trump would win. Nah, don't believe it. I said, you will. Sure enough, he went in and won. You hear people saying that Donald Trump should have took presidency back. They were going to prove it was fake. Well, they did. But they also proved that Donald Trump had some stuff going on with the Michigan that kind of sound like a payoff stuff to me. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But it's out there. Not only there, but I was, you read and told by other people that Georgia and a few other states that he did the same thing to. He tried to bully.
Keep right onto West Market Street toward Warren.
Well, now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I'm just telling you, the reason why I'm saying this is Donald Trump also supposed to be back in this Christian line, but he's got to be very careful because I'm not seeing it so much. And the videos and stuff that people have sent me, what do you think about this? And I'm going, wow. Especially when you got someone asking, you a question, is it true that you repented and you're letting God?
Right onto West Market Street.
He has nothing to say. Nothing. He kind of backs away from it.
Keep right onto West Market Street.
That bothers me.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
Because, we don't need a Donald Trump that's going to come in here like he was. And it's almost like he's on a... I don't know. It's weird. I really don't even have the right words, how to put it into the right word. It's almost like he's vindictive, if that's even the right word to use for this, that I'm going to win. I'm going to prove to everybody I'm Donald Trump. Well, yes, Donald Trump did do a lot of good. Yes, we weren't in this financial situations that we're in today, that's for sure. I think personally, we spent a lot of time on the wall. I would have liked to see him tackle a lot other things too, besides listening about this wall. I mean, to me, that's all I've ever heard that was going on through there, besides bringing jobs back. But what I don't like to hear is I never have liked that. No, it's people voting for these things too, We the people. We are the people. We should be able to vote for what we're sending money to where, what we're going to spend money on. We should be able to vote on these stimuluses. But no, you want to raise our property taxes and every dang gone thing else because you're on a spending spree. And people are sucking this up. You know how many times on YouTube when I'm listening to music, The government didn't want you to know this, and it's only going to be another 14 hours. I said, heck, you said that 3 days ago. You can claim $6,400. You should have received it as of yesterday. You said that, again, 4 days ago. Buyouts, payouts, you're owed. You're on Medicaid, this and that. Even if you're making under $50,000, you're entitled to this, you're entitled to that. All you got to do is fill out 2 simple quick questions, be on the phone for 10 seconds, and your card is on its way. Because they want to shut us down.
Speed warning.
The devil is gearing up. The devil has tuned up his car, and he has put the fuel in there, and he is looking at it, just smiling, going, and we're all sitting here going, what are you so freaking happy about? Because we're the ones trying to figure out what we are going to do from A to B. Then you get the people of the world that just doesn't care. They get $1 and they spend it. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with going out, buying stuff, and getting what you need. I look for deals all the time. I look for ways to save money. I know I went Home Depot. Guy said something and it just stuck in me. So I said, okay, I'll fill out for a card. I got approved. And I saved $50 that day. And then right after that, boom, my stove went out.
3/4 of a mile. Turn right onto
See, when you
Southwest.
listen, man, this is not such a good place. I got a bad feeling about this. Oh, my dear Lord. Give me strength, give me mercy. Protect me, Lord. Let anything that's in your time and your pathway that the Father has laid before me, let it take place today. Let me walk in strength, let me walk in courage, and let me walk in faith. And know no matter what is going to happen, will happen, and there's a purpose, plan, and reason beyond my understanding. And let everything fulfill the purpose that brings you and bring the Father glory. Well, that being said, I'm going to click this off so I can concentrate on what's going on around here. And I'm just going to call this part 2, and I'll go on to part 2. So I'll have to probably listen to the back of this with my mind.
Turn right onto Austin Avenue Southwest.
Oh, my gosh. Anyways, all right. God bless you guys. Hopefully you take some nuggets out of this and really think about life. God bless you.